Hey everyone, Cody here with RSG Outdoors, and due to popular demand and a lot of questions that I've been asked on both YouTube and other social media platforms, I'm going to show you guys how to use a planer board. If you've watched some of my recent videos, seen any of the recent previews on our Facebook page, you'll notice that I've been fishing with planer boards a lot lately. I fish with planer boards quite frequently whenever I'm fishing for striper or catfish in the summer months on rivers, because rivers tend to be slower in the summer just due to drier weather, and also in the winter months when rivers are slowed down, or if I'm out on a lake that doesn't have any noticeable current. So this is the planer boards that I've been using. I have switched over to these exclusively because these are the Gen 2 spread and planer boards, and they're the best planer boards out there in my opinion, but that is just my opinion. Get a couple of different ones and try for yourself. So the way a planer board is designed is you have a float of some type on top, you have the board itself, and then you have the arm, you have the line clip, and then you have the retainer clip. Spread on planer boards puts an arrow on there to show you which direction that these things are going to travel, and the arm should always be pointed toward the angler's position. You can use a planer board from a boat, it's most common obviously, but you can use them from a bank, but you're only limited to how many boards you have that point toward the bank and can go against the current that you have. So rule of thumb, if you don't have a nice pretty little arrow, the arm points toward the angler. So all you have to do to use one of these things is you're going to take your bait. Now you can do this suspended or dragging. If you're going to drag, cast your bait away from you and then run through the same setup. But if you're going to suspend, which is how I'm going to show you now, you're going to bait your hook, pitch your line down just like you normally would, boom, okay. Now I'm going to crank it up off the bottom as far as I want to go. So for me that's usually like 2 or 3 cranks. And then I'm going to reach over here and I'm going to grab my line. Usually just like a couple feet down from the tip, because that's how I use to measure. And I'm going to take and put the retainer clip on, put the line through the retainer clip and clip it shut. And then I'm going to take the line and put it inside of the clip that's on the arm. Some of these are pinch. The spread on planer boards, they're like a lever action type thing. And then we're going to drop these out into the water. Apologize for all the noise, there's a lot of boat traffic around here. And as you'll see, the board is like walking backwards right now because the current is taking it away. So as long as you let line out, it's going to continue to walk back. It is still suspended off the bottom. But as soon as you lock your reel and there's resistance applied, go ahead and set that in the rod holder. I like to go ahead and take up some of the slack just so it'll start to do its job out there. You'll see it's starting to try to turn into the current, and the current will walk it out farther away from my boat, but it'll still be suspended straight up and down. Yep, it's starting to walk out now. If I were pulling my boat forward, or if the current were pushing a little bit faster than it is today, that board would start walking out much better. Let out a little bit more line. You see it's starting to straighten up. Some of that's due to the wake, some of that's due to the board going through its natural action. And then I'll lock it. And then it'll start walking out. And because I'm sitting stationary, it's 100% dependent on the current, which you don't have a lot of, but it is starting to walk out very slowly. If I had the boat in gear and we're moving forward, it would walk out quite a bit faster. Anyway, that's how you use a planer board. Like I said, you can use them dragging, or you can use them suspending like this. Yeah, it's starting to walk out really good now because that wake is gone. You can actually see it gliding on over. And the more line you let out, the farther out it'll walk. Suspend your baits like this, drag your baits like this, you can cover a much wider spread of area Just be mindful of other boat traffic in places you're going to try to do this, because if they run over your boards, you know, they're going to cut your line and stuff, and they may not see them. It might just look like debris or trash in the water floating to them. Anyway, if you like this video, you want to see more like it, you like these kinds of tips, let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time on RSG Outdoors.